So I want to show how to set up custom lens profiles in the Sony F35. So let me guide you through the process. So first of all, it only works in a custom mode. So we have to enter custom mode. So you have to go to the maintenance menu, and so we have to do this by pressing the select dial and the viewfinder button at the same time, and that usually that brings you up to this top menu here, and then you see here there's maintenance, and you go in there and you can change the shoot mode. So currently it's set to Cine EI, and so many settings are locked there. So you have to enter custom mode. So I'm going in here and change that to custom and set the mode. Okay, yes. All right. So the next thing you need to check is if your white balance is set up correctly, or your white balance settings. So the purpose of these lens profiles is that you can save white balance offsets to compensate for some color cast of the lens, for example. And you have to do this for each white balance, because it's just an offset. So for example, for 5600 Kelvin or daylight, you need to set up one, or for tungsten. So let's assume we want to set up a lens profile for for daylight. So you need to make sure that that your white balance in the camera is set up to daylight. So you can see here at the bottom left, it's currently set to 5600, and the white balance preset is set to A. So that allows you to actually store white balance values. So, and how this works is that we will perform an auto white balance on a white balance card, and then save that offset into a lens profile. So, okay, let's enter the menu again. Let's go to the top. Okay. So again, we need to go here into maintenance, and we go then to the next menu, which is here the auto setup, and then first thing you should always do is like a auto black balance. So let me do this quickly. Okay. So this takes a moment. Yeah, I will speed this up in the recording. Okay, it's done. Let me actually remove the lens cap now. And so this, I have set up a white balance card in front of the camera, and have a light directed at it, which is set to 5600 Kelvin, so daylight. And you need to make sure that that this is bright enough. So Sony recommends something around 80 IRE. So yeah, just check that with your waveform monitor if that is correct. And so now I go to auto white balance and just perform the auto white balance. And okay, that takes a moment, not too long. So yeah, don't know if you can really see how it changes. It was not too extreme, the difference, but we can see this in a minute. Okay, so now it's done, and just to show you the actual values that have been created now, we can go to the next page, which is the white shading page, and you see there are some offset values for white. You know, the minus 37 and the 15 for the blue channel. And so now we can save these values into a lens profile, so that the color cast of the lens is being removed. So I'm going again to the top menu, and you need to go to the file menu now, and so let's just go to the top of the file menu. I can actually just put a lens cap on. So you see there is under menu 5 lens file. So let's go to menu 5 and you see lens file. And so here you can basically cycle through lens profiles. I've already created a few, but we want to save this into a new one, to a new empty one, which would for me be number 7. So nothing has been saved in here. So yeah, I just select that one, okay, and then I just go to store file. Okay, so that's stored. Well, that's actually, I forgot, you should of course give it a name. So this is a bit tedious to process, to give a name here. So I'm just doing here the first 2 letters, just some random stuff. And then you need to scroll to the end and just press end. Okay, and now there's a name, again, store file. Okay. And now if we go back to the top menu and back to the white shading menu, you see these offsets have been saved, and the offsets here have been set to 0 because, you know, it's like an internal compensation by you know, cycling through lens profiles. You kind of, you know, enter like a 0 state. So yeah, that's basically how you save these lens profiles. And let me just show you. We'll just lower down the iris here. If I switch to different lens profiles, you should actually be able to see the differences. So if I cycle through you see this is already a bit warmer. What is here? It's even warmer. So some of these lenses, they have like a pretty strong cast actually. So yeah, very useful, because then by changing your lenses and changing the lens profiles accordingly, you already end up with a corrected white balance. So all your footage will look basically the same white balance. And you could also abuse this to store just custom white balances that not as lens profiles, but just abuse that as custom white balances that you can store, and you can store up to 32 presets. All right, I think that covers it. These profiles can be also saved to memory stick. So you see down here, there's the lens memory stick read-write, and you can choose, okay, write it from the camera to the memory stick or vice versa. Yeah. So again, very useful feature. Yeah. Okay, thanks for listening. I hope this was helpful.